Right now, as you are watching this, a wall of heavy rain is pushing across the southwest of England at 65 miles per hour. And if you live anywhere from Plymouth to London, from Cardiff to Edinburgh, what happens in the next 12 hours could flood your street. But here is the part most forecasters will not tell you. This is not just one night of bad weather. The jet stream has locked into a position it has not held in nearly 70 years. And by the time I walk you through every major city in the United Kingdom tonight, you will know exactly when the worst hits your area, hour by hour. Stay with me until the 5-minute mark, because that is where I reveal the dramatic shift coming later this week that changes everything. But first, let me hit you with the number that stopped me in my tracks. Aberdeen, Scotland, has not recorded a single hour of sunshine since the 21st of January. That is a full fortnight of total darkness during daylight hours, the longest sunless spell since records began in 1957. And Aberdeen is not alone. The southwest of England and South Wales have seen rainfall every single day since the 1st of January. Not most days, every single day, 41 days straight. January's rainfall was 50% above the long-term average, the 12th wettest January on record. So what on earth is going on? Why has 2026 been so relentlessly, punishingly wet? The answer is 7 miles above your head right now. The jet stream, that invisible river of air racing across the Atlantic at over 200 miles per hour, has shifted further south than it should be in February. And it is abnormally strong. What that means for you and me on the ground is simple. Low pressure system after low pressure system is being funneled directly at the United Kingdom like trains on a track, one after another after another. And here is the twist. A massive block of high pressure sitting over Scandinavia is acting like a brick wall, stopping these weather systems from passing through. Instead, they stall right over our heads. The rain does not move on. It just keeps falling. Now, before I take you city by city through tonight's forecast, drop a comment right now with the name of your town or city. I will personally respond with the latest forecast for your area. The more specific you are, the better I can help you. And do not skip ahead, because at 3 minutes and 20 seconds, I am going to tell you about a city that is about to get hit harder than anywhere else in Britain tonight. Let us start in the south and work our way north. London and the southeast. Right now, the temperature in London is sitting at 7 degrees Celsius. During the day, it reached 12 degrees, which is remarkably mild for the 10th of February. Tonight, it will not drop below 9 degrees. But do not let the mild temperature fool you. There is a 40% chance of rain this evening, and here is the detail that matters. The 10th of February is statistically the single wettest day in the entire month of February for London. The average rainfall on this exact date is 3.66 millimeters. Now, that might not sound like much, but after 6 weeks of non-stop rain, the ground is completely waterlogged. Every single drop that falls tonight has nowhere to go. The Met Office has issued a yellow weather warning covering London and the southeast. That means possible localized flooding, treacherous surface water on roads, longer journey times on buses and trains, and a small chance of homes and businesses taking on water. If you are driving on the M25 tonight, slow down, keep your lights on, and watch for standing water. Brighton. Similar temperatures, 7 to 8 degrees, but here is what makes Brighton different tonight. The wind coming straight off the English Channel is fierce. The actual temperature might read 8 degrees, but the wind chill will make it feel like 3 or 4 degrees on the seafront. If you are anywhere near the coast in Sussex or Kent tonight, wrap up properly. Now here is where things get serious, and this is the part I mentioned at 3 minutes 20 seconds. The southwest of England. This is the worst affected region in the entire United Kingdom tonight, bar none. Plymouth, the temperature is 9 degrees, warmer than London thanks to the Atlantic. But the probability of rain right now is 65%. That is the highest of any major city in the whole of Britain tonight. The Met Office has been blunt about it. Heavy rain and strong winds are slamming into the southwest with a real risk of flooding. A yellow warning covers all of Devon and Cornwall. The winds are southeasterly to southerly, which means they are driving rain straight into coastlines that have already been battered by Storm Chandra at the end of January and Storm Goretti earlier that same month. These communities have barely had time to dry out, and now this. So when exactly does the worst hit Plymouth? Here is the hour-by-hour breakdown. The heaviest rain is falling right now, this evening, Tuesday night, between 6 and 11 at night. After midnight, the intensity drops, but it does not stop. Lighter showers will persist through the early hours of Wednesday morning between 1 and 5 in the morning. By Wednesday lunchtime, another band of heavier rain moves in. Do not expect truly dry conditions until Thursday at the earliest. That is roughly 40 more hours of wet weather from right now. For residents in Devon and Cornwall who have already endured flooding, that is an incredibly long time to wait. Bristol. 8 to 9 degrees, completely overcast. Bristol typically gets around 8.6 rainy days in the whole of February with about 16 millimeters total. This year has already smashed those numbers and we are not even halfway through the month. The flooding risk here is significant. Bournemouth. And this is a detail that should alarm anyone living near the south coast. Iford Bridge Home Park in Bournemouth has already experienced serious flooding from recent downpours. The ground is utterly saturated. It physically cannot absorb another drop. Any additional rain tonight, however modest, is cause for genuine concern. Do not miss the next section because what is happening in the Midlands right now is the calm before a very different kind of storm. The Midlands. Birmingham sits at 6 to 7 degrees tonight with complete cloud cover. The high today was just 9 degrees. There is a 40% chance of rain. Now, compared to the southwest, Birmingham might sound like it is getting off lightly. And tonight, relatively speaking, it is. But here is the information you absolutely need to know. From Thursday, temperatures across the Midlands are going to plummet. The mild spell is about to end dramatically. Snow is on the cards for the end of this week. I will tell you more about that in just a moment. Coventry is at 8 degrees. Wolverhampton and Stoke-on-Trent are slightly cooler at 7. Worcester and Hereford, close to the Welsh border, are warmer at 9 degrees but wetter because they sit right in the path of the rain bands sweeping in from the west. Oxford and Cambridge, both at 9 degrees tonight with intermittent rain, though they are getting less rainfall than the western half of the country. Norwich and East Anglia is the driest of the major cities tonight because it sits furthest from the Atlantic rain systems. Now let us head north and the story changes. The northeast. Newcastle is at 8 degrees with scattered showers and a biting wind off the North Sea. That North Sea wind is brutal. The thermometer might say 8 degrees, but the feels like temperature is significantly lower. Sheffield is at 9 degrees. Leeds sits at around 8 degrees daytime, dropping to 4 overnight. York, that beautiful ancient city, is getting drizzle and light rain alternating through the night. Pack your waterproof if you are heading out. Here is the critical alert for the northeast. The Met Office is warning that by Thursday, snow will fall on the Pennines. Tonight is snow-free, but the colder conditions are already building. The northwest. Manchester is at 6 to 7 degrees with a 35% chance of rain. The high today was just 8 degrees. Liverpool is similar, around 7 degrees, but the winds in Liverpool are stronger because of its coastal position. A southeasterly breeze is blowing off the Irish Sea, carrying moisture and a bitter chill. Both cities will remain unsettled and frequently wet, with heavy prolonged rain and the possibility of snow on higher hills by Thursday. Wales. Cardiff is at 8 degrees with a yellow weather warning in force. The heaviest rain is falling in the southern counties. Swansea is getting hammered by stronger winds given its direct exposure to the sea, but the real danger zone in Wales tonight is the mountains. Snowdonia and the surrounding uplands are enduring brutal conditions. Mist and low cloud blanket every summit. Cold winds sweep across the ridges. Rain is near constant. If you had any plans for hill walking in North Wales, cancel them. I cannot stress this enough. Tonight is not the night. The flood risk across Wales is significantly elevated. After weeks upon weeks of relentless rain, the ground is desperately waterlogged and any further rainfall creates a real risk of additional flooding. Scotland. And here is where the forecast takes its most dramatic turn. Edinburgh is at 5 degrees tonight. That is a full 7 degrees colder than London. The sky is completely overcast. The day's high was only 6 degrees. The Met Office says Edinburgh is now entering a phase of more persistent and determined rainfall with strengthening southeasterly winds. When does the rain peak in Edinburgh? Tonight through Wednesday evening. The worst window is from late Tuesday night into Wednesday morning when the winds strengthen and the rain becomes heaviest. The feels like temperature during that window could drop to just 2 or 3 degrees. By Thursday morning, the rain should ease but be replaced by something potentially worse. Wintry showers. Glasgow is even colder. 5 degrees, with the day's high reaching only 6. Normally, Glasgow bears the brunt of Atlantic weather systems, but tonight the southeasterly wind direction means Edinburgh is actually getting hit harder than Glasgow. A rare reversal. Aberdeen. Remember what I said about the fortnight without sunshine? Aberdeen also has its own specific yellow weather warning tonight. Persistent heavy rain is falling onto already thoroughly saturated ground. The Met Office is forecasting 15 to 30 millimetres of rain across eastern Scotland, with a staggering 40 to 60 millimetres possible over higher ground. And here is the twist for Aberdeen. By the end of tonight, snow may start falling on the highest roads in Aberdeenshire. This is the first clear signal that the dramatic cold shift is beginning. The Highlands are in the worst conditions of anywhere in the United Kingdom right now. Mist, low cloud, near constant precipitation. Snow is already falling above 700 metres. Visibility is extremely poor, with cloud bases sitting between 400 and 600 metres. This is emphatically not a night for the mountains. Northern Ireland. Belfast is at 6 to 7 degrees beneath thick cloud. The morning started with low cloud and mist, relatively dry with a touch of sunshine. But by this evening, heavy rain has moved in, accompanied by freshening easterly winds. When does the rain clear Belfast? Not until Thursday. Tuesday night and all of Wednesday will be cloudy and windy, with continued outbreaks of rain. Thursday should finally bring some sunshine to Northern Ireland, but do not celebrate too quickly, because wintry showers follow, meaning sleet or snow could be mixed in. The ground is saturated, rivers are running high, and any additional rainfall could push them over their banks. Storm Chandra brought 60 to 70 mile per hour gusts to eastern Northern Ireland just weeks ago, with an amber warning issued for winds that reached 75 miles per hour near the coast. The damage from that succession of storms is still visible everywhere. Southampton on the south coast is at 9 degrees with cloud and light rain. Exeter and the surrounding areas of Devon are awash, with flood warnings in force across Somerset, Devon, and Cornwall. The images of floodwater engulfing Langport on the Somerset levels after Storm Chandra remain burned into local memories. And tonight, the rain falls again on land that simply cannot take any more. Now, here is the moment I promised you at the start. The big shift coming later this week, Tuesday and Wednesday. More of the same. Widespread rain continuing across the whole country. A spell of heavy rain will push into the south on Wednesday, followed by sunshine and showers. But Thursday is when everything changes. Temperatures will drop markedly, the mild, wet pattern breaks and is replaced by something much colder and brighter. Wintry showers are likely, particularly in the north and east. Snow on the Pennines, snow in Aberdeenshire, and the possibility of snow reaching lower levels in Scotland. Friday brings strong coastal winds. But then Saturday could finally deliver what we have all been desperately waiting for. A dry, cold, sunny day for many parts of the United Kingdom. After 40-plus days of near-continuous rain, that feels almost miraculous. Here is what you need to do right now. If you are going out tonight, wear a proper waterproof coat. Take an umbrella, put on shoes that will not let the water in. If you are driving, reduce your speed, keep your lights on, and watch for standing water. Check the Environment Agency flood warnings before you set off, particularly if you are in the southwest, Wales, or eastern Scotland. And if you do not strictly need to be out, stay home. Put the kettle on, let the rain do its worst on the other side of the window. Drop a comment below with your location and I will give you an update specific to your area. And if you found this useful, make sure you are following this channel because tomorrow's forecast is going to be critical. That heavy rain band pushing into the south on Wednesday could bring more flooding, and I will have the exact timing for every region. You do not want to miss it. Stay safe tonight.